yes, don't lie, but also there is a fine line between trauma dumping and sharing.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and
yes.
that
Yes.
sort of small lie of fake it till you make it. You don't have to tell. Like I am so honest to a fault. The wound is bleeding and pussing on you.
Oh,
you know,
That's a good distinction.
Like that is just like the polar opposite of lying. It's almost
Yeah.
like too much
Yeah,
sharing
sharing,
and making that your reality. The more you speak to it,
Yes,
Yeah.
there is a version. I love that distinction. There's a version of too much sharing, like too much on. You're
Overshare is a real thing.
You're being too honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, but you know, I mean, I guess in those circumstances, if you're sharing when someone hasn't asked you to volunteer the information, then that's where the problem is. But if someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, where were you on the night of da 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 da?" You know, tell as much of the truth you can.
yo, it takes a long time to learn that. So I empathize with anyone out there doing it. I've had to learn, like, I'm so open with everybody, so I can just like speak with anybody. It took me a long time to learn, like, yeah, but like a stranger, I don't need to tell them.
Right,
No,
right,
right,
right.
Why? Yeah, don't invite them.
give
to
him a
that.
piece of my
Yeah.
energy. Like I don't.
And it's like, it's not gonna create what you want. Like if you're just dumping on strangers or just being so honest with strangers, like that's actually like inappropriate socially. Is like, hold
Yeah.
on, like you don't.
Proxemics, like, you know, keep
Yeah,
a
they
certain
don't
level
have
of distance. Yeah.
They don't have a context. Like you're being
Yeah, no.
too.
they don't have
open.
access to you like that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but you have to learn that. You have to like get it wrong. You have to be like, oh,
Yep.
I've been being so open with all these people, and actually, I don't feel better.
I feel empty.
Oh yeah, just letting
Feel
everyone
tired
have
and empty.
everything. Yeah, and I'm sure the people listening do as well, man. Yeah, I hate when people, and this doesn't mean that I'm not a listener, but sometimes it's tough for me in relationships too, because I'm like, I don't want to know all of your experiences, especially if they're negative. I'm so sorry, and it makes me feel like a bad person, but I like to keep my sphere kind of clean, especially my mental space, because it's so hard in this world to maintain a healthy mental space.
It is.
And then when you have to hear other people's negative problems, especially if they're things that they can solve themselves, it's like, get that out of here. Keep it to yourself or write it in a diary.
Nice. No, I appreciate it.
But you also listen. You're a good listener.
I will listen.
You
yeah.
can,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unless someone's using me as a sounding board, and then I'm like, hey, stab it.
Wait, so how do you? I mean, I'm sure your brother uses you as a sounding board. That's different because he's in your inner circle. But what do you mean?
I think
Because you're a great sounding board.
as long as people
Do you mean a dumping board?
I think dumping board.
Yeah,
maybe
sounding
more
board
so.
is like bounce things off of.
If it's positive ideas, then yeah. But if someone's trying to
Resolve their own thing with you listening.
no, resolutions I
resolve.
love. I
Yeah.
love. It's when people don't want a resolution. They don't
just
want
want
to
to vent
find
at
an
you.
answer.
Yeah.
I'm a person who's like, give me information so that I can process that information and then spit out an option for you. You
Right.
know. But when someone's just like, no, this is bad and this is bad and it's just gonna keep getting bad and it's just this.
I know, dude.
Yeah, trauma bond. Like I can't bond with the trauma. That's just not. That's not where I'm at with
The
it.
only bonds I've ever had.
Oh,
That's why it's so pure with Daniel. I don't feel that.
Yeah.
It's all love here.
That's a really complicated part of relationships because I know
Yeah.
what you're saying. There's a side of that where it's like, well, we all know it. Where it's like, well, you are just venting all the time the negative. You want zero solutions. You just are. You want to be here to some degree.
Yeah.
But then there's also the side of like the times where like maybe you need to just vent. Maybe I need to just share an experience and I don't want an answer
Yeah.
or a solution.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's like a tricky
Yeah.
line
I don't know
there,
if I've
you know what I
ever
mean?
been on that side of it where I didn't want a solution. I'm just a solution-oriented guy. I always want a solution. If I'm going to bring it up, I want us to use our powers.
I'm going to give you an example.
Go ahead.
What if there's no solution? What about a situation where there's no
Oh,
solution?
this happened. I feel like there's always a solution to alleviate. Go ahead.
I'm going to give you a deep one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My parents got divorced. It hurts me every day. There's no solution to that. My family is not together. My father lives far away. I don't see him. I miss him every day. It hurts. There's no solution. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. There's no platitude. Well, feel better about it. Accept it. It's like, yeah, I fucking know that, dude. That's what I'm doing every day. But like, the pain is there.
The pain is there.
I want my family to be together. That want isn't going away and telling me like, well, you can just not want that. You can just accept what the time is now. It's like, yeah, thanks, man.
I think there's
you know what I mean?
You're so right, and I want to acknowledge what you just said because we do have a lot of those experiences. I recently lost my grandmother as well, so I know that was a weird thing, and I did have to kind of bring it up. Yeah, but not to trauma bond with you. Yeah. But
I don't do that.
Yeah, but
Hold me.
Hey, I do want to say there's a time limit. So you tell me about your crisis.
Yeah.
You got about 30 seconds. Doesn't take that long to get that off your chest.
No,
let's move on. I'm sorry. Oh wait, no, but I'm sorry. No, but seriously.
No, you're fine.
Seriously.
Because I don't need anyone to like fix. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
You're right,
this
but
is my
sometimes
truth.
there's nothing we can.
Sometimes there's no solution. Sometimes it's just like, yo, I'm actually a little fucked up today because like this is coming up and that's how I feel. And there's no solution to it. That's what hurts. Is there's nothing to do because the hurt is I want them together, right? They're not going to.
And there's not like the paradoxes of the world, and like there's really not. I don't know. There's really not always a solution. That's how innovation comes about. That's how like solution, and also solutions to things that it's almost like things that can be unknowable. Right?
Until
they talk
you
about that
experience
thing. Well,
oh.
even there's just this
Even
thing in the atmosphere that's just unknowable. Like you can't know it. And so that sometimes is where I think the solution exists, in this unknowable place. Not that you can't like, but you can't put it into words.
Is what you're looking for.
Yes. The solution, acceptance.
But
most of the things in my life.
I just want to share. There is times where like, yes, acceptance is right, but sometimes the acceptance doesn't mean the emotion is gone. Acceptance doesn't mean I'm good about it. It's like, no, that's why I can tell you this is like, oh no, I accept, like, this is my pain. Like, this is what hurts sometimes. And there's no answer to it.
Yeah.
It is kind of an unknowable thing that's going to keep moving through my life. So I just think some of the time there are experiences where there's no solution. However, I know what you're saying, which is like, if I brought that up to you every fucking day and talked about it
eating my favorite
anytime I'm sad or anytime you're happy and I'm bringing up my pain, like I'm telling you guys, well, and now the fucking world, but like that's my intimate pain that I hold. I actually don't want to talk to other people about that. I only want to talk to friends about that. And sometimes nobody. Sometimes I don't even want to share that because they're not going to be able to do anything.
Because they're not
going to do anything.
And I feel like a dumb man for it because we just hold on to stuff and then, then we just, get high cholesterol and go. But anyway, like me, I'm the type of person where I'm like, if I have a problem that there is no solution to, I'm generally not gonna bring it to others. I usually, I'm sorry. I just stay in the house until I'm over it, and then can come and function in a way that can be conducive to other people's goals. I don't want to throw my big heavy burden onto people's.
Do you feel emotionally intimate with anybody in your life?
Certain times. I'm more of a positive energy ambiance guy. So if we can come together and amplify each other's positive energy.
Right, but I just mean you specifically, behind closed doors. Are you emotionally intimate with anybody?
Yeah, like I share things with people.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's like, I believe you.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you mean, is that
what
family?
Is
that
intimate?
Like
deep,
intimate.
in the
like,
tender
like,
parts.
Hi, we're looking like deep. Hi.
How are you?
Daniel. Like this.
Well, no, I mean, I think we have our own little vibe. Like me and my bro will discuss conundrums of the world, like, and ponder.
That's not
emotional intimacy.
I feel like no.
I will say, I will say, we were
I'm a cold-hearted man. No, go ahead.
Kind of. No. Kind of. You're amazing. I absolutely love you. I will say
you're so warm but unemotional.
That's what I mean.
So
but I will say I was on the phone. I was on the phone with you like a year ago or something.
I thought we had a moment.
And when we hung up with no noise, you said "love you, man."
Oh yeah, I do love you. Yeah, for sure.
I know, and that was intimate. Like it hit me. I was like, Daniel just like casually just was like, "Love you."
Oh, I'm a loving person. I really feel like I'm a loving person.
And that was intimate. Like when I got off the phone, I was like, Daniel loves me. I was like, oh. And like,
that feels so
good. I will say, I get what you do with your stuff and your emotions, but I know what you're asking too, Lindsay, which is like, there is a space that there are times where I'm grateful for the friends that I have where I can not bring something where I can bring something that doesn't have a solution, but where I can just be like, yo, dude, I'm like really fucked up today, and they can just be like, yeah,
like,
man.
I'm really scared about this.
And that's emotional intimacy is going like, yeah, I'm really fucking scared about this, or I'm really hurting about this, and there's no solution, and we won't stay on it long, but like, that's where I'm at. Hey, thanks for watching this clip of Ned's Declassified podcast survival guide. For the full episode, head on over to the Ned's Pod YouTube channel, and we have a bunch of bonus content on Patreon. So if you want that, you can find the links in the description. We love you. Thanks for tuning in.